I'd like to begin today's meeting by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we are gathered and by paying my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Welcome to the City Lifestyle Committee of the 16th of November 2022, and I declare this meeting open at 9 a.m. Please be advised that attendees in the room, the meeting's being webcasted and audio recorded. Morning, Mr Mayor. Do any councillors have any leaves of absence to declare? I've received one, and that leave of absence is from Councillor Bannon. Are there any other leaves of absence to declare? No, there being none, I would ask for a motion to accept Councillor Bannon's leave of absence. Thank you, Councillor Hall. Do I have a seconder for that motion? Thank you, Mr Mayor. By a show of hands, all those in favour, please raise your hands. Thank you very much. That's been carried. Councillors, I note Councillor Raven's not here at the moment. He's attending a breakfast and he'll be joining us very shortly. Councillors, we'll now move on to declarations of conflicts of interest. Do any councillors wish to declare a conflict of interest against any of today's report items? Thank you, Councillor Herrmeyer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe I have a declarable conflict of interest in relation to item 5.5. I intend to voluntarily leave the meeting at that time.
Thank you, Councillor Herrmeyer. That will be noted. Councillors, I now draw your attention to item 5.1. 5.1 is a confidential deputation from our friends at the Beenleigh RSL. As this matter is confidential and is considered necessary to take the discussions of the report into a closed session, this matter relates to the Local Government Regulation 2012 Queensland Section 254J3, negotiations relating to a commercial matter involving the local government for which a public discussion would be likely to prejudice the interests of the local government. Do any councillors wish to move into closed session for this item? Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Councillor Murphy, do you have a reason other than that's been disclosed for moving into confidential today?
No.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Murphy has invited us to move into confidential this morning. Do I have a seconder for that motion? Thank you very much, Councillor Russell. By a show of hands, can I please see support for the motion to move into confidential? Thank you, councillors. That has been unanimously supported. And could I please say a welcome to Councillor Lane, who's also joining us via Teams. And Councillor Lane has also supported us moving into confidential. So we'll just take a moment to cease their recording and then we'll move on to the audio recording and we'll get right underway. We're all good to go. Thank you for those of you who are watching at home. Welcome back. You'll note that there is a motion on the board behind me. It's coming up just any moment now. Fantastic. There we are. Could I have a mover for the motion? Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Just one moment. I'm just not sure that we've got the right motion in front of us. Just give us a moment. That's all right. There we are. Councillor Murphy, can I just confirm that you're happy to move that particular motion? You are. Thank you. Could I have a seconder for the motion? Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Hall. By show of hands, those are in favour. Thank you, councillors. That has been unanimously supported. Thank you, Councillor Lane. I see you've got your hand up there. And I'd just like to thank the delegation publicly for coming in today and providing a comprehensive report to Council. And I look forward to continuing to work with you in future. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks, Ben. Excellent. Thank you, everybody. And we'll just welcome the Mayor back. Thank you, councillors. I now refer your attention to item 5.2. And we already have our Acting Manager for Sport, Leisure and Facilities, Mr Ben O'Brien, present for discussions. I note that 5.2 is a confidential item and it's considered necessary to take the discussions of this report into a closed session. The matter relates to the Local Government Regulation 2012 Queensland Section 254J3, negotiations relating to a commercial matter involving the local government for which a public discussion would be likely to prejudice the interests of the local government. Do any councillors wish to move us into closed session for this item? Thank you, Councillor Bradley. Councillor Bradley has moved us into closed session. Do I have a seconder for that motion? Thank you, Councillor Stemp. By way of hands, can I see your support for the motion? Councillor Bradley's hand is up. I note the Mayor is out of the room at the moment. That has been unanimous. Is your hand up, Councillor Lane? Yep, unanimously supported. Thank you, councillors. We'll now move into closed session and we'll just take a moment to pause the video recording and commence the audio recording. Excellent. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Councillors, thank you for your consideration of this matter. There is a motion on the board behind me. Could I have somebody to move the motion? Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Do I have a seconder for the motion? Thank you, Councillor Wilcox. By a show of hands, can I see your support for the motion? That has been unanimously supported by all councillors present. I note the Mayor and Councillor Russell are currently out of the room, but that motion has carried. Thank you, councillors. Councillors, I now draw your attention to the next item on the agenda, which is our Community Infrastructure Quarterly Report for July to September 2022. And we'll just take a moment as we welcome the officers to join us. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I'll now, through the Director, pass across to our Acting Sport, Leisure and Facilities Manager, Mr O'Brien, to present the report. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This report provides a consolidated update on Council's sporting and community infrastructure related projects through the first quarter of this current financial year. And I'm pleased to take the opportunity just to highlight some of these projects that have been quite special of late. The Jodie Henry Pool has been reopened and has been quite a success since it's been opening. I've been down there myself on the weekends in the shade over that shallow area, and the halving of that hydraulic wall, 25-metre line to accommodate social swimming but also lap swimmers has been just a great success. So very, very pleased and look forward to a very positive summer season. That will also lead into, hopefully by the end of the financial year, having the splash pad in place, Jason, along with the canteen refurbishment and change room. So really looking forward to that being completed. The Buzz at Yarra Bilba construction works are complete. Practical completion has been awarded, with obviously just a few minor defects to be addressed, with the official opening on Monday the 5th of December. Noffy Farm Park Clubhouse. The majority of those construction works are complete, with final inspections happening this week, with a planned handover to the club by the end of November, end of next week. Excellent, thank you, Francis. And the Jimboomba Park RSL building relocation and upgrade works are in progress, with the RSL building was relocated yesterday as an update to the current report. And finally, the sports facilities program, we're hoping to have a draft first 2 years of those Tier 2 projects to be shared with councillors next month for feedback and then very quick progression. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Ben. I'm eagerly awaiting the sports facilities budget work as well, so I can hardly wait. Councillors, do we have any questions? We do. I've got Councillor Wilcox followed by Councillor Bradley followed by Councillor Stem. After you, Councillor Wilcox.
Thanks very much. Thank you for that. It's really great to see all of these works getting done and completed. Just wondering, with the Logan North Aquatic Pool, it's a bit late now to have an open day for that pool reopening, because we've sort of been there, done it. It's been open for a few weeks now. Are we going to have an open day, fun day, family day, something for when the splash pad reopens, so that we can encourage people to come in there and use it and all the rest of it? Because I know that we were planning it, but it feels like it's a bit late now. So is there one coming?
Thank you for the question, Councillor Wilcox. Yes, a family day or an opening for the splash pad would be a huge opportunity, so we're sure not to miss that. And I'll have to take the other question offline and talk to our Leisure Centres program leader, because my understanding is they were still aiming for a family day of sorts, not a launch, but certainly a family day to provide exposure for all the other services that we can offer as well.
Certainly the weather's heating up, so I'm sure that would be welcome. Thank you, Councillor Wilcox. Councillor Bradley.
Thank you, through the chair. Yeah, congratulations on the opening of the pool. I just want clarification, if I may. The Logan North Aquatic Centre, is that the overarching name, and then the pool is just the Jodie Henry Pool?
Thank you for the question, Councillor Bradley. You are correct. The pool is the Jodie Henry Pool. The precinct, or the aquatic centre, so the precinct or aquatic centre also includes the program pool, I think that is. So yeah, specifically the 50-metre pool is the Jodie Henry Pool, and then the centre and the precinct remain as Logan North.
Thank you for the clarification. and looking forward to the rest of the work done, because I know a lot of Division 1 constituents would value that. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Councillor Stemp.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you. It's great to see so many projects underway and everything going really well. The Riverine Discovery Centre, obviously it's not in Division 10, but I've got a real interest in it. I'd love to understand when we may see more information on the overall sort of concept design and any updates on that one.
Through the chair, we've currently received a draft concept design from the consultants. There's a few minor adjustments we want them to make, and then from there my understanding is Michael and the Hugh team will be presenting that to council.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you, councillors. Do I have any other questions? No questions? Fantastic. I'd just like to commend the team on the great work they're doing. I'll put on my area councillor hat for just a quick moment and say how incredibly excited I am about the Buzz officially opening very, very soon. And there's been a tremendous amount of work by a number of people in this room and all those who sit behind you. So thank you for everybody who's worked so hard. It's a flagship project for the city and something we should all be very proud of. Thank you, councillors. Councillors, you'll see that there's a motion on the board behind me. Could I please have somebody move to receive the report? Thank you, Councillor Hall. I have a seconder with Councillor Bradley. By show of hands, can I see your support for the report? Thank you. That's been unanimously supported. I will note that Councillor Lane has left us and Councillor Russell and the Mayor are out of the room at the moment, but otherwise unanimously supported. Thank you, everyone. Councillors, that brings us to the end of the Acting Sport, Leisure and Facility Manager's report through the Director. Do any councillors have any questions for the Acting Manager? Ben, do you have any general business for us?
Not today, thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, councillors. That now brings us to item 5.4 on your committee report, which is the City of Logan Safe City Quarterly Progress Report from July to September. Can I please invite, through the Director, the Acting Community Services Manager, Mr. Trevor Canapi, to enter into discussions. Thank you, Trevor, and welcome. It's great to have you back into committee again. And when you're ready, could you please present your report? Thank you.
Thank you. Through the chair, Tolo Falava, Manuela Yaso. So, yeah, greeting the committee this morning in the second most commonly spoken language in our amazing city, and also a culture that's got great national pride in the rugby team at the moment, Samoan. I'm very excited to present the City of Logan Safe City Quarterly Progress Report for July to September this year. And if I may indulge the committee, I'll ask Lee Helkias, our Community Safety Program Leader, to provide a quick couple of highlights.
Through the chair, thank you, Trevor. I did just want to highlight the report is for safety initiatives delivered by the Community Safety Program from July to September. And the program's delivered some key community-based crime prevention initiatives, in particular including 2 Youth Street Hub events in Tudor Park, Loganholme, and in Crestmead Park, Crestmead. A seniors safety trivia event in partnership with the Daisy Hill Neighbourhood Watch Seniors Morning Tea in August, which engaged 35 senior community members in community safety awareness. I'll also say that Attachment 1 notes the annual Safe City Awards were held on the 27th of October 2022, so obviously that event has now occurred. More detail will be included in the next report on that event, but I will say that it was a success. We had over 75 attendees, including councillors and community members, and there was some excellent feedback on the event, which we'll include in the next report. I'm going to take the report as read, but happy to take any questions from councillors.
Thank you, Lee. Do we have any questions for any councillors? Thank you, Councillor Wilcox.
Thank you. Full of questions this morning. Sorry. Just wondering, without the hooning task force and cameras that we use for hoons and that sort of thing, do we have any data on how many hoons we're catching with those cameras and then giving that information and whatever to the police in general?
Thank you, Councillor Wilcox. Great question, and through the chair, we will actually be providing an update on the hooning task force at a future committee. And yes, we do have states, and we're working very closely with the Queensland Police Service on that. And yeah, there's some good outcomes in terms of the reporting, and also there has been an increase from the Queensland Police Service on reports in relation to the enforcement action taken.
Another question: do we know how the demand policing model is affecting how it's affecting the police and where they're going with opposed to our camera room and stuff like that? Like, can we get some stats on that as well in the future?
Through the chair, we're happy to take that question online and come back to you with that.
Thank you, Councillor Wilcox. Welcome, Councillor Raven. And I believe I have a question from Councillor Bradley.
Thank you. Through the chair. May I ask, on page 23, it refers to the wind solar lighting and security upgrade project for John Paul Drive pathway in Daisy Hill. Is it possible to actually get more information on that, please? And I know with part of TMR's work that they're doing at the moment, along with the M1 widening and the busway, etc., along Rochdale Road, they've put solar streetlights. And I'm just curious if there's an opportunity down the track to have solar streetlights and cameras. So am I able to get some information on that, please?
Yeah, through the chair, yeah, I can certainly send you some more information on that project. That's a road infrastructure planning led project. That one we're just collating some trials with them of that technology, and we're also looking at trialling some solar powered cameras in other areas of the city, so we can give you an update on that.
Yay,
yeah,
that's good news. Thank you.
That is good news. Thank you for the information, Lee. Do we have any other questions for the officers? Councillors, before we actually put the motion up on the board, you'll notice that the acting manager circulated an updated version of attachment 2 for councillors prior to this meeting, and that updated document needs to be tabled. So I'd like to move the following motion before we put the report up. And that motion is that the updated attachment 2 in relation to item 5.4 of the City Lifestyle Committee meeting held on the 16th of November 2022 be received. I'm happy to move that. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Hall. Can I see by a show of hands your support for the motion? That has been unanimously supported by all present. Thank you very much, councillors. And in just a moment, we'll pop up the motion regarding the quarterly report. Councillors, you have a motion on the board behind me that the report of the Director of Community Services dated 16th November 2022 be received. Can I have a mover for the report? Thank you, Councillor Hall. A seconder for Councillor Bradley. By a show of hands, can I see all those who are in favour? Thank you, councillors. That has been unanimously supported. Thank you, everyone. Okay, councillors, we're now moving on to item 5.5, which is the determination of Community Benefit Fund request for Parkridge Connect. I note that Councillor Jeremiah has already declared a conflict and will be leaving the meeting. Councillor Jeremiah, I'd be appreciated if you take your leave at this moment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a script that I'm apparently supposed to read. So, I, Councillor Jacob Jeremiah, inform the meeting that I believe I may have a declarable conflict of interest relating to this item. The applicant interviewed me as a part of a local news publication. As a result, I will now leave the meeting while the matter is considered and voted on. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Jeremiah. Thank you, councillors. And again, I'll call on, through the Director, our Acting Community Services Manager, Mr Kanapi, to present this report. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you, through the Chair. This report seeks a council decision on a Community Benefit Fund application due to a declarable conflict of interest undeclared from the Divisional Councillor, as we heard Councillor Jeremiah. As noted in the report, the applicant, Parkridge Connect Incorporated, is requesting $2,500 for a volunteer Christmas breakfast. It is considered a closed event for volunteers and also families and community that have used the service. As noted in the report, it is recommended that the application be supported. It meets all eligibility criteria, and they've also demonstrated that community benefit. If there's any questions, we're happy to take those.
Thank you, Trevor. Do any councillors have any questions with regard to this request? There being none, councillors, we'll just take a moment to get that up onto the board. The council support the Community Benefit Fund request funded from the Division 8 funding allocation as detailed in the report of the Director of Community Services dated the 16th of November 2022. Do I have somebody to move the report? Thank you, Councillor Hall. Seconded by Councillor Bradley. Can I see by a show of hands your support? Thank you, councillors. That has been unanimously supported. Could I please invite somebody to let Councillor Heremiah know? Thank you so much. And we'll just give Councillor Heremiah a moment to come back, but in a minute I'll be asking you if you have any general business for our Acting Community Services Manager, so just bear with me. Welcome back, Councillor. Councillors, this brings us to the end of the Acting Manager's report. Do any councillors have any general business for Trevor? Thank you, Councillor Bradley.
Thank you so much. It's just been brought to my attention that when applicants are applying for funding, they've been steered towards Divisional Community Benefit Fund and putting in multiple requests. I've never noticed that before in all the time I've been a councillor. It's the first time I've really noted that. I specifically allocate or encourage Division 1 specific groups to apply because that was the whole intent of having the Divisional CBF, Community Benefit Fund. Is it possible to stop these multiple requests? Is it possible to do that at all?
Through the chair, we recognise that there's more of them. The opportunity for people, when they apply, there's a tick box for them to either tick the division or to tick all of them. We've had some conversations recently about how we can actually look at streamlining that a little bit better because I think people are just ticking that box. So we are in the midst of looking at the process for it.
I got in writing today that the staff are actually encouraging people to do that. So that's the bit that I'm raising.
Yeah, that's fine. And we will, I mean, if anything, we've spoken a lot of times about the grants that we would actually encourage because of the less money now through CBF, we would actually encourage people to look at more, if it's an event, to go to events grants or our community development funding and then go to CBF to their divisional councillor. So we'll make sure in the team that that's definitely not happening, that's not our first request, is that they're doing that through multiple. I appreciate you bringing that up and we'll speak to the team. Thank you.
Thank you, councillors. Do we have any other general business for the Acting Manager? Trevor, do you have any general business for us?
I do have a couple just to indulge the committee. Firstly, I'd just like to introduce Monique Whitewood, who is stepped into the Community Grants Coordinator role coming from Redlands, so great to have Monique on board. Second, just like to remind councillors in our community that the Crank School Holiday Activity Program booklet has been released and there's some amazing activities in there. There's shark wrangling right through to embroidery and a number of other really exciting opportunities. I know my 8-year-old circled everything, but I don't think he can do that. The third thing I would like to mention is also just the Swim Logan celebration. Councillors will be sent through the All Council an invitation to that event on December the 10th, and there's some great collateral coming out in multilingual format, which really celebrates the diversity of our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Trevor, and I'd just like to highlight that Swim Logan material that's coming up. It's really exciting. I believe that Council is doing the first multilingual video that we've ever put out, and I think that's a tremendous body of work. So I'm very excited and encouraging everybody to enjoy the summer fun and the waterways that and to stay safe this summer. So thank you, Trevor. Thank you, everyone. Councillors, we have no late reports to consider on today's agenda, so that concludes the agenda for today. Does anyone have any general business for the Acting Director for Community Services? I would just like to make a comment, if I could, Brad. Brad, I thought the Sports Awards were absolutely tremendous, and it would be very much appreciated if you would reach out, because I know so many branches were involved in delivering the event. It was incredible. There was a minor hiccup on the night with a fire alarm, but the event flowed beautifully. I'd also like to commend the team. I've heard really good feedback from community and councillors about Duncan Armstrong, who was our guest speaker for the evening, and Gian Rooney, who also conducted and acted as MC on the night. So a huge thank you from me, and the community members that I spoke to on the night had a tremendous night as well, so thank you. Is there any other general business for the Acting Director? Brad, do you have any general business for us? No. I'm sorry, Councillor Rabin, I didn't see your hand up over there. I must have taken my glasses off.
That's okay.
Councillor Rabin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you, Brad. Are we promoting the Christmas carols like in newspapers and the like, so that people know it's on?
Through the chair, look, I'll have to come back to you on that, Councillor Rabin. There has been chatter in the hallways. I'm just not sure what external media is happening in that space at this point in time.
Can you come back with a list of places we're advertising it?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
I've certainly seen it online, Councillor Rabin, but beyond that I'm unsure. Thank you, councillors. There being no further general business, I declare the City Lifestyle Committee meeting of the 16th of November 2022 concluded at 10:18 a.m. and we'll welcome you all back here in 10 minutes' time. Have a great day.